to express his opinion.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brotoraj Ghosh from Kolkata. I'm one of the unfortunate friends of Shobhit Roy, who literally gave his life to research on 4th April 2022. So, this is kind of impromptu, so I will not have a speech prepared. I try to keep it very short. And most of my colleagues here and the professors have covered most of the issues of the resolutions that have been raised today. I'd like to point out to one very important point that was in the resolution, which is the point number 3, creating a healthy research environment. And I really believe this is one of the most important points of the resolutions. I, being in the Student Affairs Council of one of the so-called premier institutes of the country, I have seen the situation closely for the last 2 years, and due to the unfortunate demise of my friend, I think I would be able to state a bit about the situation. Firstly, I would like to raise the point that in India, the average PhD tenure of students, especially we calculated in ISER, that was the pre-COVID condition, it was 6.8 years. Perhaps in post-COVID it's now 7 or something like that, and it is not a, I would say it's not the worst there. There are places where the average is 7.2 or 7.5. We have done research a bit here. In India, average is never 5 years, so the fellowship is for 5 years. And in many places, the fellowship is not even 35,000 after research. It's somewhere there is no existence of fellowship, firstly. Secondly, the second point is more important that the fellowships, the CSR fellowships, the one who gets, we know that the CSR fellowships are always delayed by 6 months, sometimes by 12 months. Even Rohit Vemula was a victim of such an issue, other than other issues. So these things, apart from these things, now when they are also subjected to mental pressure at their labs due to a lot of reasons, maybe directly due to the interference of the guides in their professional and personal lives, and maybe due to several other causes, because many of the institutes are very much away from the cities. So mental health is a very serious issue which is never taken into account in any institutes. And most importantly, when some incidents like this occur, some institutes try to become a bit friendly, and they incorporate a mind care center, which is existing in our institute as well. But most of the times, those people are either very less qualified, because extremely good psychologists will never come to such institutes, or the other thing is even worse. Most of them are directly recruited by the professors, and so definitely there is a confidentiality breach, and we have seen such cases, and this is one of the reasons why Shobhit Roy perhaps never went to report his problems, and he actually chose such a way, because he was a very vocal person. I hope if there was a process by which he could have made his voice reach out, he would have done that, because he was also into student affairs for 2 years, and so he has seen the system very closely. So I really hope from this resolution, most of us will be able to go back to our institutes and demand for a proper psychological center in our institutes, which will be extremely anonymous, first of all, which should not be connected to the institute. It should be anonymous in such a way that nobody except the person and the psychologist will be able to know this. I don't know how much of that is possible, but this is one of the very important points which I want to raise here. Number 2 would be that this should not be inside the campus in such a sense that in-house psychologists are always directed by the institutes in one way or the other. For example, ISER Kolkata just has formed, AIIMS Kolkata has just formed opposite ISER Kolkata. So we are requesting if we can have a tie-up with AIIMS Kolkata, which will be totally outside the campus and totally outside of their. So in these ways, perhaps the psychological thing is extremely important here. I just want to say one thing, that in absence of that, the teachers are the most important people whom the students would like to go out to. Their own guides are supposed to be their parents, their fathers or their mothers in these 5-6 years, in the prime time of her age. And basically, Rabindranath Tagore once said one such thing, that if the teachers becomes a prehistoric animal like a dinosaur, so it's so far away to reach out, so then definitely one day or the other they are supposed to become extinct. So that's what I want to end my conversation here.
Thank you.